Fine Dining, the show for experienced cooks. Together with your host, you'll discover advanced new techniques, explore little-used tools, and learn about exotic foods and spices as you prepare delectable dishes and magnificent meals. With each menu, Fine Dining offers a different challenge and a unique opportunity to add to your culinary repertoire. Let's take a look.
For those who love to cook and do it well, there's no greater pleasure than exploring a new dish. So come, join in a celebration of fine dining. On each edition of Fine Dining, we'll showcase an exquisite recipe, exploring tools, techniques, special ingredients, and sumptuous presentations. This fine dining menu features individual fish mousseline, dazzling in a dramatic wrap of black and yellow fettuccine. Mousselines are delicately flavored, savory purees enriched with cream that are ideal as first courses for the most elegant of meals. To make this recipe for 4 people, you will need 4 round-bottom ramekins, each with a capacity of 2/3 of a cup. Kitchen supply stores and department stores with good kitchenware sections will have a variety to choose from. The ramekins, or molds, can be made of porcelain, glass, or metal, but they should have flat bottoms and slightly sloping sides. Mousseline can also be made in larger sizes, in which case, look for molds with center holes for complete circulation. Begin the recipe by generously buttering the molds. Refrigerate them, and when the butter is firm, rebutter. This double buttering is necessary so the pasta will not dry out, and so the finished mousseline will release easily from the mold.
It's a little over, about 1 or 2.
The best ingredients make the best dish. And for these fish mousseline, you must be sure that your fish is of impeccable quality. Go to a fishmonger or specialty shop where the fish is properly stored. That means on ice and not piled up in styrofoam containers. You'll need 3/4 of a pound of firm fish fillets such as sole or trout.
Farm-raised rainbow trout. You can tell it's fresh by the shininess of its skin. Absolutely delicious.
Keep all the ingredients for the fish puree well chilled, especially the fish, which is best stored in a double plastic bag on ice. Remove it just when you're ready to use it. Cut the fillets into pieces about 2 inches big and place in a bowl of a food processor fitted with a metal blade. Process until smooth. Add 1 large egg and run the machine for 30 seconds or until well blended. Pour 1/2 cup of heavy cream through the feed tube with the machine running and process just until well blended. Over-processing will cause the mixture to separate. Season with a little salt and 1/8 of a teaspoon of freshly ground white pepper, not black, which would spot the white puree. Transfer the fish to a bowl and refrigerate until chilled. Thaw a 12-ounce package of frozen chopped spinach. Bring it out well in a towel to rid it of all the water. Refrigerate. For the pasta wrap, you'll need to boil until al dente approximately 7 ounces of yellow egg fettuccine and 7 ounces of, what really adds the drama, black squid ink fettuccine. Squid ink pasta is available dried in packages, but the real adventure, try this, is a visit to a pasta maker to see this fascinating process in action.
Folks, you wouldn't want to try this at home. Squid ink is extremely messy to deal with. It's also very expensive. It starts at about $50 a pound, and it's just a very messy substance, as you can see. What we do here at the shop is we take egg pasta and then mix in the squid ink, which comes from Spain, into the hopper right here. and it mixes into a black substance, and then we drop it down and make it into block shape. It comes out extremely black. Now we're going to cut the squid ink pasta in the fettuccine. And there you have it, squid ink fettuccine. I think it's the rich black color that gives it the intrigue.
Drain the cooked pasta, rinse it, and immediately lay it out on an oiled baking sheet so the pasta won't curl. Keep the strands separate and lightly oiled so they won't stick together. Line each chilled buttered mold with alternating strands of black and yellow fettuccine, beginning by crisscrossing 2 strands of black pasta and then laying the yellow strands next to it. Press lightly against the sides of the mold and let the pasta overhang the sides. Continue alternating colors, slightly overlapping the strands so the mousseline will not seep out. Season the chilled spinach with 1/4 teaspoon of freshly grated nutmeg, and then stir in half the fish puree. Fill the bottom of each mold with 1/4 of the chilled fish mousseline, smooth the surface, and fill to the top with the spinach fish mousseline. Fold the pasta over the top and trim the ends with a pair of scissors so the strands meet in the middle. Cover each mold with a buttered circle of aluminum foil cut to fit exactly on the top, pressing it lightly to seal. This will protect the top of the mousseline from drying out. Place the molds in a baking pan and pour in 1 inch of boiling water. This is known as a bain-marie or water bath, and it's necessary when baking delicate purees so the surface will not form a crust. Bake in a 350-degree oven for 20 to 30 minutes. Cooking time varies depending on the temperature of the mousseline when it goes into the oven. Test to see if they're done by inserting a thin metal skewer, such as a cake tester, into the center of the mousseline and holding it there for 15 seconds. Pull it out immediately and touch it to the palm of your hand. It should feel decidedly hot. Remove the cooked mousseline from the oven. If you're not ready to serve them immediately, they'll keep warm in the water bath for about 30 minutes. Unmold onto individual plates and surround with a colorful swirl of warm tomato coulis. And there you have it. Individual fish mousseline wrapped in black and yellow fettuccine. An impressive first course for an evening of fine dining. Look for Fine Dining only on the Television Food Network.
You are what you eat, and what you eat is what the Television Food Network is all about. It's the world's first 24-hour cable network devoted exclusively to food, glorious food. Not just how to eat it, but how to choose it, prepare it, present it, enjoy it, and how it affects your health. TVFN is also about fun and excitement, about travel and the world of exotic and ethnic cuisines you get to discover. But mostly it's about you and your family and the one thing we all have in common, food. The Television Food Network. It's good for you.
And now, one of America's favorite home recipes.
Hi, my name is Sally, and I'm going to be making a chicken pie for you tonight. So here we go. First of all, we're going to use 3 cups, which is about 1.5 pounds of meat, boneless breast of chicken. We have a package of mixed vegetables, which we're going to use. You can use anything. It can be whatever brand you want, as long as it's a 10-ounce box. 1.5 teaspoons of salt. We're going to put a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. Anywhere from 1/2 can to 3/4 of a can of gravy. Obviously, you need pie crusts. You can either roll them by hand, make them yourself, or you can pick up the pre-done ones. To make it easier for the top, we go and we get already pie crust. Contains 2 crusts for a 9-inch pie. If you see it broken apart, you can just pinch it together and with a little bit of water on your fingers, and it'll stay together. Here's your chopped up chicken. Just pop it in there. A box of veggies. So simple, so easy. And you just want to drain out your chicken. Mixed veggies. And then we're going to use 1½ teaspoons of salt. Regular everyday store-bought black pepper, which is a 1/4 teaspoon. Pop it in like so. Now here's where your gravy comes in, and you can see that it's starting to pick up some of the meat's starting to pick up and absorb some of the gravy. I'm just gonna pop everything inside here. Okay, now what we need to do is flip it over. It's gonna be too big, but you're gonna have to trim it. That's no big deal. Now the next thing that's really important with this is if you don't poke holes on the top of your pie, when the heat makes it rise, it'll crack your whole pie crust. Now the next thing you want to do is you need to baste the top of your crust. And I'm just going to use the plain egg. This kind of helps it give it a little golden color too once it's in the oven. For about 20 minutes, you'll bake it covered with loose aluminum on top, just so the pie crust doesn't burn on top. The next 20 minutes, you're going to take off the aluminum foil, leave it on at 400, and just keep an eye on it. As soon as the top is golden brown the way you like it, got yourself a pie. Okay, so now I'm ready to eat. I've worked so hard and I've slaved so hard in my kitchen that I'm going to have supper. And bon appetit.